Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus again, spokesman and advocate for basic human rights for all people. My motto is that thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. I'm bringing this message to you today in light of the fact that Occupy Wall Street, which is spread all over the country, even today is having an emphasized version in concert with that which is happening in Oakland, California. And since there are so many people that are supposed to be conscious of the injustices that exist today, I thought that this would be a momentous occasion for me to deliver this message. And this message is this, ladies and gentlemen. We are on a path of destruction. We look at what we call the greatest system on the face of the earth, democracy, capitalism. Oh, it's a chance where anybody can become a billionaire and everybody can reach out. But for every billionaire that is created, you can bet there are hundreds of thousands of people that become poor. You see, we live in a system where everybody does not invest. Some people get investments, and because of their investments and those numbers that do not invest, those who invest can get a chance, if the markets are good, to get a good return. And in getting that return, you get a chance to move ahead. And you are excited about that. But those who don't invest, those who have no understanding of investment whatsoever, perhaps through no reason of their own, they suffer because of it. And you profit. And as a result, we have those who are making it versus those who don't make it. And those of you who are making it kind of blame the ones who aren't making it by saying you could if you would. And the truth of the matter is if they did, whatever blessings you have right now would be cut so miraculously that you would be at the same level as those who have not been investing. And then there would be something that's going on. But my point today, ladies and gentlemen, is that in our system, we have people who, wait, I don't even want to describe it. You already know what the situation is. And a few years ago, they were talking to you about global economy, New World Order. They don't speak about the New World Order as much as now as they did with the Republicans then. But it's still that path, that concept is out there, and that movement is still going on. But let me share something with you perhaps that you have not heard. You see the crisis that we have in the United States. It's the same crisis that's happening in South America. It's the same crisis that's happening in Europe. It's the same crisis that's happening all over the globe. Everybody is having a negative reality when it comes to this capitalism, because that's what capitalism is founded on. Now, you think if we come together, one global economy, you would have a better system. No, ladies and gentlemen, you'd have a worse system. People in America who does not receive health care today, people in Europe who does not receive health care, once you put that whole thing together, once you have that big monopoly going on, the increase of Americans and people in Europe who don't have health care would be astronomical. And it's the same thing throughout and down the line. People trying to make that profit. Food prices would go sky high. Cars that we used to pay $1,500 for brand new, we would be paying almost $35,000 and $40,000 for. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you that the power to make changes are in your hand. We should require that people who make automobiles make those automobiles that they do not break down after the warranty is over, but that they can last, seem like forever. And any repairs would be something that could go to a shop and that car could still run for another 200,000 miles. And I'm not saying that you got to have a certain car for so long. But if you got the best car that's out there, all of you got the best car that's out there, and it's on gas or whatever petroleum it uses or energy it uses to get around, and its wear and tear is just there with all of the technological advances to help you in ice storms and snows and stuff like this. I mean, why would you want to change? And if you wanted to change, you could. You could upgrade to a car that's developed for a different time. And those cars that you will be putting off will be recycled for parts and other things that could be used for perhaps what other entrepreneurs have come up with. At food prices, all I want you to know, ladies and gentlemen, is this. And I'm going to tell you this. Everything in the world was made for you. It was put on this planet so that whatever your imagination comes up with that it wants to do, the reality of it is anything that's outside of your mind is out here, above the earth, on the earth, in the earth, and you can do it. That is the way that it was made to be. In fact, you might disagree with it, but if I was God, and I know many of you don't believe in God, but you a fool. You didn't make yourself, and this world didn't up and just pop out of nowhere. But there is a God. I can't explain to you that beyond my limitation of explaining God, that God is. God is that power that we can't see, that is responsible for all existence. And it provided that when you came here, you could have food, clothing, shelter, and anything else that come out. Why? Because you are the engineer. You are the engine that made it happen. And all of this stuff that creates poverty and crime and violence and all that stuff is it's the antithesis of what I'm talking to you about. But you allow it to happen. Why? It's okay for you to occupy Wall Street, but what's your aim? What's your goal? If your goal is not to bring peace, prosperity, and joy to every citizen in America, and ultimately across the globe, then you're wasting time. There is no good in that. Look at what we did in the 60s. Fighting for freedom. Black people needed the right to vote. Black people needed to be treated respectfully. Okay, so you got some laws passed. Today, are you being treated respectfully? Oh, you become president. Oh, you got high offices and places. But as a people, are you being respected? No. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, or some other. You're not being respected. Look what we're doing to the people who are migrating to this country because their countries are hurting so bad. Oh, man, look at the dirt that has manifested itself out of the American people. We are cold, heartless people. Yes, we are. And the truth of the matter is, I'm telling you this stuff because we don't have to be. There is a liar out there that's deceiving you, making you think that if we don't do it, then we're going to lose ours. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, stop competing against the rest of the world. Become a family member with the rest of the world. Stop competing with the rest of the world. Become a family member with the rest of the world. Let us move up. Let them move up. Let us all move up. Because when we all move up, we're all up there. And if we try to be better than they are, then somewhere down the line, we're going to start trying to snatch them down. Or they're going to try to snatch us down. Do you realize that ever since World War I and even before, it was all because of somebody trying to pull somebody down? All because some people were saying that they were more important than another people? That they had kings, royalties that was handed down from heaven or someplace? These people are no handed. That's nothing but deception. That's nothing but what you call supremacy, where people have taught themselves that they were superior to you, and you had to bow to them, curse to them. That's a bunch of crap, ladies and gentlemen. Cut that crap out. Look at the Pope as your neighbor. Look at the king and queen as your neighbor. And they look at you as their neighbor because these ghettos got to go. This poverty got to go. These jails that are filled with people who are victims of these systems have got to go. And those of you who believe in God, let me tell you this. I used to be a preacher. I want you to know I used to be a preacher. And I used to preach just like all that preaching you've been hearing. But somewhere down the line, I learned that in that Bible is a nay and a yea. And they are against each other. And some people believe the yeas and some people believe the nays. And if you believe those two different things, then you are at odds against one another. Your God is against the other God. And you don't accomplish a dead blasted thing. So let me tell you something about this. The best way for all of you who believe in God, I don't care if he's a yea God or a nay God, the best way is to know that there's a power outside of ourselves that's responsible for all existence. Next thing, we all as people exist, and we didn't make ourselves. I don't care if we were made by a yea or nay. We all want the benefit of life. And we, in order to guarantee it to ourselves, should guarantee it to one another. And let nothing come in between that. And I guarantee you this. If you do that, whatever God you serve will be pleased. And all this here Bible story stuff about Meshach, Abednego, Daniel, then the lions, then Moses and Paul and and what that joker name, all of it. Forget it. It is nothing but stories. Stories about John, stories about your life, about somebody else's life, about somebody else's life. You put them all together, and what do you come up with? A whole bunch of different lives that has some unisons and some differences, and if people are trying to learn from it, they're getting confused. Confused. So make it simple on yourselves. There's one power that can't see. And the other power is us. We looking out for one another. Simple. Simple. Republicans are better than Democrats? Hogwash. Democrats better than Republicans? Hogwash. People are no better than people. And the best people are those who are looking out for every last one of us and not letting anything come in between. Now I know this should be easy for you to understand. You say governments. Oh, it's so complicated. Government isn't complicated. All this trash and junk that they're putting in it to keep you deceived is the complication. Government is easy. Food grow, houses are built, technology advances. All you got to do, just do it. And what are you doing it for? For the benefit of the people, not money. Well, you can't get it unless you get money. The hell you can't get it without money. You think money's in heaven? You think money always exists? What happens with money? Who got the billions of dollars? Do you have it? No, you don't. But do you have the things in life that you want? Some of you do, some of you don't. Why? Because you don't have the money. And why don't you have the money? Because it wasn't designed for you to have the money. It was designed to keep you right where you are. And I don't understand for the life of me why you can't wake up and change things. Every time I hear a president say, God bless America, what the heck does that mean? God bless South America, North America, Europe. God bless everybody. God blesses everybody. And when you go out there and start slapping people side the head talking about some war, and then you ask God to go out and help you, you must be a fool. God gonna help you defeat himself on the other side of the border? Come on, people. Stop acting dumb. I mean, I'm a black man. I came out of poverty. You would think that I'm dumb, stupid, and ignorant. But look like, when it comes down to the realities of life, look like you are dumb, stupid, ignorant, and crazy. How in the world can you put up with this crap that you've been putting up with all your life and refuse to make changes? I don't understand it. Well, to those of you who are out there saying you're 99%, I hope when this movement is over, you still are not 99%. I hope all of you, every last one of this 99%, I hope that you're part of that 1% to make 100% prosperity in this nation and across this globe. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. And you need to talk to people who know you can do it. I know most of your lives you never heard anybody talk about it. Look. I'm 61 years old. I have never, ever heard anybody talk about it. When they mentioned it, they talked about utopia, they talked about something in a book, and then they talked about how stupid it was to even think on those lines. It's not stupid, ladies and gentlemen. It's stupid not to. And it's even more stupid to stay where we are when we can be where we dream and hope we could be. Until next time, Eddie Marcus, spokesman and advocate for basic human rights for all people, meaning thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven for every last one of you. Bye-bye.